Okay, welcome to another tutorial by Mr. Nickel for Mr. Nickel's graphic narrative class. Today we're going to be going over our Liquify character project in Procreate. And that's a project that we're going to learn a couple of skills in Procreate on this. One, how to easily import an image from Google Images. Two, how to layer mask an image and remove the background from it. 3, how to use the Liquify filter to distort an image to create an interesting character. And then we're going to also learn how to use layer blending to create a color layer to alter the color of the image to create an interesting colored character. And so those are the steps that we're going to learn in this tutorial. Now, on this character, we're going to start with our Procreate document, and we need to import a picture. So I'm going to go to Safari, and I've already searched for this picture that I want to import into Procreate. So here's how we're going to do it. With our finger, we're going to swipe up from the bottom of the screen on the iPad to bring up the dock. You don't want to go too far up because it'll take you out of Safari. So just swipe up enough so that you can see the dock. Then I can see Procreate, the icon for Procreate down there at the bottom. And I'm going to hold it for half a second and drag that Procreate to the side, where you can see it's going to link to the side and it's going to split my screen so I can see my Procreate document and my Google search all at the same time. So I'm just going to put the picture of Mel Gibson here that I found off the internet. I'm going to drag it over. Notice I can't just drag it right away. I need to tap on it and for a quick second until it does a little bounce. And then when it does that, I can pull it over and you'll see a little plus icon that says it's ready to be added to this document. And I can drop it in. Then once it's in there, I can go ahead and grab that middle line between, swipe it off to the side, and that'll give me just Procreate. And we've got our image here, but we still have those little blue handles on it, which means we can set the size and position of it. So I'm just going to make it a little bit bigger. And one of the things I can do is at the bottom here, I can hit Fit to Canvas. And then it'll take it from top to bottom and fit it right in the middle of the canvas, as big as it'll go. And when I'm done making it the size that I want, I'm going to hit the blue arrow there and to set it. All right. I actually think I want to turn this image sideways, so I'm actually going to hit the blue arrow again, turn my image sideways, like so, and have it fill the image. Hit the blue arrow again, and now I'm done. Alright, so I've got my image here in Procreate. My next step is to take the image and liquify it to create a character. To do that, I'm going to go over to this magic wand icon for my filters. And about 2/3 of the way down, there's the one called Liquify, and I'm going to tap on that. Now, Liquify has lots of these options down at the bottom. Our main option for this assignment is probably going to be the push, the pinch, and the expand Liquify tools. So I'm going to start with the push. I'm going to zoom in on Mel's face here. And with the push, I can take my finger and I can actually push these pixels around almost like it's liquid. That's why they call it Liquify. I'm going to 2-finger tap to undo that. I'm going to make my brush size control the size of my brush. So if it's a small size, it only moves a little bit of liquid. If it's a big brush size, it moves a lot of liquid. Okay, but I'm trying to figure out exactly how much I want to do. I don't want to do too much, but let's say I wanted to like change the shape of his nose, right? Or elongate the ears, right? Or change the smile on his face. If I want him to turn into like more of a downwards frowny smile, I could push that down like that. So now it's more frowny. Okay, that's the push tool. Now let me show you the expand tool. The expand stuff blows stuff up like a balloon. So if I just touch that, it'll blow that up. I think I want it a little bit bigger size thing on there, so I can blow up more of the eye. I'll do that on both eyes. So nice big weird eyes. Oh, he's kind of looking like Dobby from Harry Potter, I think. Very interesting. All right, so and then you also have the pinch tool, which does the opposite of the expand tool, which takes the area and makes it smaller. So I just made the eye go back to its normal size. I'm going to undo that, and maybe I will shrink his chin up here a little bit here. There we go. Now I've got this weird, interesting character. I might change something with his hair using the push tool to change the shape of his hair. Right? Do something interesting. I could use the twirl tool, but I probably don't want to use that too much. Okay, to create an interesting face shape and hair shape. And when I'm done, I'm gonna go ahead and tap on that magic wand again, and I'll do that twice, and that's gonna go ahead and set my drawing. All right, the next skill we're gonna learn is how to use a layer to color and change the color of our photograph. So I'm going to add a new layer. On this new layer, I'm going to tap the N tool, which gives us some layer options. That little number, the N actually stands for normal. That's the blending mode. So see, there's multiply, color burn, darken, all of these options. One of these options, as I go down to the bottom, I can switch it over here to this set, is going to be color. If you have the color option set, then anything you draw on that layer is going to turn the color, everything under that layer, that color without destroying any of the detail. So I'm going to grab a soft brush there, and I can see that I already have it set to blue. So when I paint, it's going to turn it to blue, but it still retains all of the image detail. Right? It's not that it looks solid blue, it just changes the color of the pixels underneath it. So I'm just going to go in here and paint Mel's face blue. Just like that. Go all the way down here. And I'll paint it up into the hair here, since that's still also skin color. Go ahead and paint that blue. Now I can, if I feel like this is too strong of a color, I can take my layer, tap on the C again, and I can lower the opacity. And the lowered opacity is gonna just make the color change less intense. So maybe I just want slightly blue skin there. And then if I wanted to change something more, I could maybe take a green and change the eyes green, right? Maybe we can get an orange, and I can change the hair orange. Now this hair isn't quite orange enough for me. So I think what I want to do is add another color layer to create more orange. Oops, I did too much there. So I'm going to add an additional color layer, make that the blending mode color, and this one will not be as faded back. So when I color on this one, it'll be much brighter orange. There we go. Now we've got Mel Gibson with bluish skin, green eyes, and orange hair. Now the next skill we're going to learn is how to layer mask. Now I want to take that gray background off of the picture, and we're going to use a layer mask to do that. For the layer mask, I could just use an eraser, and I select the layer and erase the image. But if I were to exit Procreate and come back, and I had made a mistake, like I accidentally erased some of his face, like it is here, that would be completely undoable, unundoable, I should say, unfixable, and I would have to start all over. So I'm not going to do it that way. I'm going to do it with a layer mask, and I'll show you the benefits of that. If I open layers, tap on the layer, I get these options. One of the options for the layer is mask. And you can see that when I tap on the mask, a white mask appears above the layer. And that mask is actually another layer that will be used to hide the Mel Gibson layer. Anywhere on that layer that's white will not hide anything, but anything that's black will hide it. So you notice that the square is all white right now. That means everything is showing. So if I take a black paintbrush, so I'm going to grab a paintbrush here, and I want something a little harder, so I'm just going to use standard round brush for now. And if I paint on my Mel Gibson, oops, I am erasing the background, but I'm also erasing a little bit of Mel Gibson. But because I'm painting with black, if I just go and I switch that color to white, and I'm going to get a little bit bigger brush here, then it'll paint right back. So nothing is actually deleted, it's just hidden. That's the idea of a mask, is to hide the pixels as opposed to deleting them. So I'm going to go in here and I'm going to switch it back to black, and I'm going to go ahead and paint this back in. Now I'm going to give you another hint here that's going to help you out. If you notice as I'm drawing, I've got this circle around my cursor here that tells me exactly where it is that I'm going to draw, and that really helps me get an accurate edge as I mask out my background here. And how I get that circle is over here under options. So I'm going to tap on the wrench, and under preferences, if you go through all of these options at the top, you're going to go to preferences, and the one that says brush cursor, if you swipe that one so it says on, then wherever you tap, you'll see the size of your brush, and you know exactly where it is that you're going to paint. And I find that helpful, especially for doing this mask. So I'm just going to go around his face, and I think what I'll do is you really want to zoom in as much as you can so that you can get all the details that you can. And I'm just going to go around the mask and try to capture as much of this as I can, like so. And I'm going to go into fast mode here really quick while I finish this mask. Alright, so there you have it. I have Mel Gibson, which is no longer really a picture of Mel Gibson, is it? It's some weird, strange character that's of my own creation that is interesting, using layer masks, using layer blending, using the split screen to learning how to import an image. So I hope that helps you. I can't wait to see what kinds of characters you make. Good luck, and we'll see you next time.